So hello there and welcome to another album review of The Chill Doing a Couch. I'm your host Hector, and tonight we're gonna talk about the brand new album by Devin Townsend, and it's called Lightwork. And for those of you that don't know Devin Townsend, he first came into fruition in the 90s with Strapping Young Lad, and then he has had like a solo career. He has had the Devin Townsend Project. He has a lot of music that he has put out throughout the years. From the 2010s to now, I think yearly he put out new music, and it's really impressive. The guy is a musical chameleon. And now with Lightwork, it comes, he had a few albums a few years ago. I remember Empath a lot, which a lot of people liked, and I found it kind of jarring and too weird. So you never know what you're gonna get from Devin Townsend, because you can get more metal stuff, more mellow stuff, more experimental weird stuff like the Sealtoid, which is so fucking weird that it was too weird for me. But on this one, we are getting Devin Townsend in a more serene, contemplative. It's more like a chill prog rock experiment with Lightwork. It's an album that it's not heavy, so if you're expecting more heavy stuff from him, do not this album won't be it. But if you like some prog rock with some like symphonic elements and some great singing with choirs, you will enjoy this. It's an album that I had to listen to it a few times to really like dive into it. It wasn't that it was like a hard listen, but sometimes I kind of lost me, because I thought that it sounded a little bit the same sometimes, and not a whole lot of experimentation on it. So sometimes I had to listen to it more to get into it. But once you listen to it more, there's things you find here and there, and that are quite impressive. And Devin Townsend is a supremely talented human being. So with Lightwork, this is his 21st solo album. So the guy has put out so many music. And this, what he says about this album is that in essence, Lightwork is a bit more of a song-oriented album. A bit more direct and simpler than what I've been doing lately after Empath and The Puzzle. Things kind of flown back in the direction of more traditional arrangement. And that's his words, not mine. So I agree with what Devin Townsend says, because this is a more simpler approach. So he didn't overthink, and he just let the songs come to him. And this is an album that it's after, the years that we've had, it's a very uplifting and record, like the music sounds uplifting, the lyrics are uplifting. It gets you like in a good mood. Like I don't know, like sometimes I felt like I was listening to Enya, but it's not Enya, it's Devin Townsend. And this album, has 10 songs. It's almost like an hour in length. Sometimes for me, there's some parts in the middle that kind of drag for me, and sometimes that's why I lose a little bit of focus. But I have some ADD sometimes. So, but the album, if you like that type of like prog rock, that's more to the point, not super experimentation, and that changes, you will dig this. The first song, People, and Moon People, it's a very like ambient track to get into it, so it gets you in the mood for what's coming up. And Devin sounds very good on it. This is followed by Lightworker, and Lightworker has some great lyrics and some gang vocals with some female choirs in some parts that I really thought gave it like a good enjoyable experience, like a prog rock opera, if you will. But to me, Call of the Void is one of the standout tracks, and it's just a beautiful track, and you really feel like you are like walking down a path of nature and just taking it all in, because the instrumentation on this song is so beautiful, so serene, and it really gets you in a happy place. and I think it's one of the standout tracks. Then it's followed by Heartbreaker, and Heartbreaker has some elements that it sounds to me like music from the 80s. And again, it's a more mellow affair, more chill, if you will. But then, there's songs that to me like Vacation, which is near the end, that is like 3.5 minutes, that kind of loses me. It starts to sound like the same, like with Heavy Burden, like not much of variation on those songs for me. And the album ends with Children of God, and that's like a 10-minute opus. And it's a song that's slow to start, so it builds and builds, and then it gets more like angelical type of singing. You really think like you are ascending to heaven with this song. And then it goes back down, and it ends the album very serene, very quiet. And that's what you get with Lightwork. You get some prog rock that it's safe, it's nothing weird, no like crazy guitar solos or changing of moods or music in a drop of a hat. No, it's very linear record. And if you like that, if you like that, you will enjoy it. To me, it's like an album that I can put to and like do some work and just have it as a background music. Because I can like do some work and listen to it on the background, and I won't lose concentration. An album that you could put if you're like meditating, contemplating. If you want to like rock out and metal out, this is not the record for you. No. This is a record to get in touch with yourself in a more deeper conscious level. So those are my thoughts on Lightwork by Devin Townsend. I wish I could have interviewed him. I didn't, but there's a great interview the Metal Meltdown did. I'll put the link somewhere around there because it's a great interview, and he goes more deeper into what this album means to him. So what did you think about Devin Townsend's Lightwork? Did you like it? Were you bored? Like I was a little bored sometimes, even though it's a solid record. And musically, it's great. The production is great. It's just that sometimes it's kind of hard to follow it because it's just so chill. But not a bad record by any means. So what are your favorite tracks? Comment, let me know. And if you like the videos that I'm putting out, don't forget to subscribe. I have more content on the way. So until next time, this is Hector, the Shield doing a couch, and I'll see you right here on the couch. Thank you and good night.